mentally not right. They're disturbed for whatever reason. But when it comes to image, the expectations are crazy, especially in Nairobi, right? Now, do you see the work that you do, for example, aesthetics, closely linked to the healing process? Do you think it really helps when somebody actually enhances how they look, especially if they can afford it? Could you easily say that's part of the healing process? And if you can, do it.
Yes, it is, because to me, I see it also as a self-care, how to self-care yourself. And self-care is one of the most important things when it comes to mental health. So doing things that make you feel good. And you find that when your mental health is down, you'll find someone looks very shabby, not looking good. And also when you're not looking good, your mental health goes down. So these things go hand in hand. So once someone comes for a treatment, even a simple spa, the massage and how your mental health is feeling at that time, the hormones being secreted by your brain that time you're getting that simple massage or your facial, and it gives you that good feel hormones, just makes you feel good. And again, it's insecurities. There's something, and people obsess over them. I don't know if you've heard of body dysmorphia.
I haven't.
It's actually a mental illness, body dysmorphia, where someone has an obsession with one thing that they feel looks off. Most times other people can't see it, or if they can see it, it's something very negligible. But for them, it's very, you're very obsessed.
It's haunting. I've seen that in the gym, by the way. Most guys... actually both genders, where you find a guy he's constantly like, I have to get my bicep, my left bicep, and he's constantly working it, taking pictures, posting on social, Kwanzaa, I've seen guys who post a lot of pictures off the gym on their social media. Apparently they're kind of psychotic.
I've seen a lot of posts on that. It can go either way. But in body dysmorphia, you're very obsessed, and it can lead to issues in your relationship. Issues in your social life are affected, and even your physical health is affected. So you normally see once these patients, for whatever is causing your self-confidence to go down, once that is fixed up, they have a better, well-being in life. And health, the definition of health is not just not being sick. Health is when you have a complete physical, mental and social well-being all together. So you might not be having diabetes, hypertension, but you have a self-confidence issue, you're not healthy. And that's why we are there. So I normally hear people say aesthetic doctors are not real doctors, because your patients are not the emergency patients, but we are dealing with the body and the mind at the same time. So
I heard some lady talk about this thing for image in a certain podcast, and she was like, really, humans, we're not supposed to be engaging with the mirror that much, right? We're supposed to be focused on experiences as opposed to how we look like, right? And first of all, do you think that's true?
I think we're different.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think in the core of it, we are built so different. Maybe for me, having experiences is better than how I look. I put like that. But if for me, I live with myself every other day. That's what I tell my patients. You're with yourself most of the time than anyone else. So if there's something about me makes me feel uncomfortable, I'll give that more time. It will consume more of my time, more of my worries.
It's true.
Yeah, then, the experiences, you'll do your experiences once in a while. But when you come back, you're with yourself. So at the end of the day, self is still top.
Yeah, what about... this whole thing so for me, and I was telling you off air, I've seen people who have no regard about their looks, especially some older folks. I've even seen athletes, like I remember some of my rugby friends, like these are people who they don't groom. Not all. For my generation before I retired. Like I just saw people who literally they never cared about the mirror. They never cared about how they looked. Then they're just about engaging out here, getting the money. At least, one thing that I believe some people take seriously is communication skills. So, do you find it interesting when people have no regard for their looks?
Imagine,
like them, they just know Kasonge, me as in, Vaseline
gone. I actually adore some of those people and employ them. I'm like, it doesn't disturb me.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? I normally even joke the women, some of us have to do skincare, like 5 products, and there's some Maji I miss out. And you're like, that's so good. But I think at the end of the day is beauty of course, can be related to how you get success and everything.
Yeah.
But it's not everything.
Yeah.
Beauty cannot also take space of other things,
I agree.
how smart you are, how you communicate with people, your social skills. So there's a study that said, yes, beauty can go hand in hand with your success, but at the end of the day, it's your social interactions that determine how humans feel happy. So our happiness is not really connected to how we look. It's more deeper in our social connection. So some of those people are just happy because
how you create your value. That's on you. You know, the market has everything for everyone.
For everyone, yeah. So I'm not saying our market is for the insecure.
Yeah.
Because when someone who's not insecure might want to improve, something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also implore them. I think we're all different, and I won't force. That's why aesthetic medicine comes, because it will be weird if we're now forcing everyone to look. True. Everyone will look the same. Everyone will look. Yeah, beauty is person specific.
Yeah. What about when you look at this? The beauty industry with regards to aesthetics, for example, is it becoming a mainstream conversation, especially not just in Nairobi? Now, are we seeing even, folks in other parts of the country being open to it, the older generation? Like, it's not a big deal when you talk about it in certain spaces. Is that what we're saying?
I think 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'm happy when I bring up such conversations. People have idea on even what Botox is. Even at the moment, the weight loss injections are taking a big space of the conversations. When you're talking about GLP-1 injections, Ozempic, Mounjaros. So there's more conversation, and because there's more visibility, there's more exposure with social media and all these things. So conversations are coming up, but there's still a sect of people who are even my age, people who you think will be open, and to them they're like, no, I want to age as the way I'll age.
Right.
If it's having as many deep wrinkles as I have, yes. But it's different groups.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is the unrealistic beauty standards at the moment are the ones that are driving the conversation in a good way and a bad way.
I was going to ask you that one, by the way. Have you had an engagement with a client who had unrealistic expectations? They're telling you to do all these things and you're like, hold up, relax, take it easy.
I don't get many of them, because I think for me, when we start our consultation, the first thing I mention is I'm the one to also direct what I see you need, because we do an exam. Yeah, you might come and say, I see an issue here, but maybe it will be something else. But again, you still listen to the patient. So I've been lucky enough to have patient people, but I know of stories.
Right.
Or let's say I have a patient who's not very aggressive, but they want to do like 4 treatments the day they come in. They're like, let's do that. But I know of patients who don't know how to say no. Our doctor can also say, you need more filler. And they're like, oh, okay. And that's where body dysmorphia comes in. There are patients who will still not be satisfied with how they look.
I agree.
They'll want to come back for more and more and more. And that's why you normally say the best aesthetic doctor, aesthetic surgeon, dermatologist is the one who tells you no. The one who can come and he's like, no, we can't do this treatment today. A good doctor is one who will give you another alternative, or be like, let your treatment end, then come maybe after a year. But those patients do exist, and unfortunately, that's the face of aesthetic medicine that's out there. Botched, shows like Botched, and social media, people who open these pages, will use celebrities' photos, not when they look, when the work looks good, when the work looks, and it's been done badly, or they will even use AI to change, so that to bring this impression that when you do aesthetics, you will look like this.
Right.
I think that's why we'll go to the myths and misconceptions. But people think when you do fillers, you have this like chipmunk look with very big cheeks and big lips. When you do fillers or when you do Botox, your face will be frozen. And no, when you look at someone who's been done in the right way, you won't even notice.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so you're touching on almost everything. You're addressing everything I want to ask, man. So we'll talk about the misconceptions in just a bit. But I wanted to talk about our beauty standards in Kenya, right? Obviously, there's a lot of social media influence. Influencers are also they're doing their thing. So do you think we are redefining beauty in a healthy way? Is it more grounded? About the direction we're going? it's probably going to end up in a very bad place, right? Because it keeps on advancing. It keeps on evolving.
In
right?
what way?
Well, okay, so for people who cannot afford aesthetics, the Botox, plastic surgery, whatever, they're gonna use a lot of filters on their pictures, for example, just to come off as good looking.
Yeah.
And then there's the influencers. They can afford your services, for example. So they're constantly gonna knock your door. Diana, come on, I need my eyes to look Brazilian. And then of course there is the media. Like all these shows that we watched, there's Hollywood and everything like that, right? So the beauty standards are being redefined.
Yeah.
Is it healthy? Real talk.
I think majority of it is not. Majority of it is not. Even when you go to TikTok, majority of it is not. Majority of the standards at the moment are very unrealistic and push people into that body dysmorphia thing, and it pushes people into the comparison. People forget that the way your nose was built, it was specific for you. If you change it too much, you look weird. But with the unrealistic beauty trends, the same faces that are being used on ads, on runways, even when it comes to the music industry, the ladies who just pop, you have to look a certain way. That is what affects our industry the most. It's like we are retrogressive in that sense.
Sorry to cut you short. Did you check what's that lady's name? Vera. When she was launching her new boobs.
Oh yeah, the boob party.
She's so open about how she went and did her face again. I think it was in America or in London. I don't know. So it's these conversations are pretty much very open, and it's not just her. Who's enhancing or their bodies or whatever. So I don't know. What do you foresee happening in 5 years?
No, actually, I was talking about the bad side, but the good side is I'm loving the ones who are being authentic and vulnerable and coming up with their stories.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the thing is, most people in Kenya, people are doing them, but hiding. So when you hide and there's no story, the perception will be the unrealistic standards that you're seeing. But there are many people who are working with natural aesthetic treatments, and I love how people are now coming up and starting to talk about it. Even the Ozempic conversation, I know it's very two-sided at the moment, but the fact that the conversation is even here, people can now start even knowing what side effects, what should I and should I not do before this treatment. So even for Vera, I love, because you're being confident. You did it because you had a reason.
You had your
Nobody can understand, you yourself, none can understand. But when you come out and share, someone who maybe has been thinking about it, maybe someone had breast cancer, one of her breasts was removed, she needs,
It's true.
A lot of aesthetics is also not just about vanity and beauty. It's also correcting things that have happened due to diseases, accidents, etc. So someone else can be like, so I can go through breast augmentation surgery and come out alive and look pretty and not die on the table. It also helps beat these misconceptions that we hear. So I love all these people who come up with their stories and they're sharing.
You mentioned die on the table. There's a story of a lady who passed on due to a plastic surgery process. How's the industry now, man? Is it like full of fake doctors? Is the government doing enough to actually make sure that we have legit?
That's actually a good question.
Doctors?
Aesthetic medicine, aesthetic surgery, aesthetic industry in general, worldwide, most places it's not regulated. Even in the UK, Australia, US, it's not regulated. It's still like a commercial thing, business. It's not been made into medicine, so there's a lot of companies, corporations, advertising, there's a lot. So it's not been well regulated. So in Kenya, unfortunately, the people who are supposed to be regulating slacked. So there's been a lot of clinics coming up. Most will be led by plastic surgeons, medical doctors, or aestheticians. But there are some that are just opened up by businessmen, and you don't know who's been put there to do procedures. But there's a society coming up called the Aesthetic Society of Kenya, and I happen to sit in the executive committee too.
Good stuff.
So we are coming up, and it's to help regulate the industry. Scope of duty, what can a doctor do? What can an aesthetic doctor do? What can a plastic surgeon do? What can an aesthetic nurse do? What can a aestheticians, the one in beauty salons, what can they do? Because you find some people are doing procedures out of their
By the way, for for a patient, a first timer, for them to know that they're dealing with a legit doctor, what are some of the questions they need to ask? How do you do your due diligence? So now with the Ask Aesthetic Society of Kenya, what you're going to do, we are going to have a list where you just go online and you search aesthetic clinics in Kenya. It will bring you all the ones that are registered and confirmed by the board, the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council. The name of the doctors too will appear through there. Yeah, and in every clinic that you go to, a doctor who's been licensed to practice in Kenya, there will be something they'll have to hang on their wall to show I'm certified to practice and licensed to practice aesthetic in Kenya. But at the moment, I agree, it is not regulated, and it's brought so many issues. And that's why there's also a lot of trust issues in the field, because people don't know what's the difference between a doctor, an aesthetician, a dermatologist. But I think now with the more conversations, exactly,
like getting to understand.
Conversations like this instill that curiosity. What are some of the simple, accessible skincare or self-care routines that you wish most people would practice? Even if they don't consider, they're not considering aesthetic processes or procedure
for the treatments in the clinic. So also maybe they can't afford in-clinic treatments. What can you do at home?
There's a girl out there, she can't afford these things, but she sees herself looking like you. One day, what can she do? Just basics.
Basics. So basics, number one, the sun is the enemy to our skin. The sun is the number one cause for aging symptoms. The sun is what worsens our hyperpigmentation, especially in us who are black people with the melanin, the dark spots and everything, the sun. So even the way your skin, sometimes you see someone is glowing, someone else's skin is dull. The sun again. So number one, sunscreen. Sunscreen has to be in your routine. Use it 20 minutes before you go out of the sun. Don't miss sunscreen in your skincare routine. That's what I always say. Another thing that I can say for people who are, for their skin, a good tip. Another anti-aging holy grail is retinol.
Holy grail.
What's that? Retinol is the number one. I'm sure my girlies know. So retinol can come in different forms. There's the prescription one called tretinoin, isotretinoin, or these ones that are just in like skincare products called retinol or retinol. What it does, it helps the skin renew itself. So it activates that system that, when your skin, the cells on your skin right now on top are all dead. So you need a system to remove them, because if they're there, that's why your skin becomes dull and the texture is rough. You need to remove it. So retinol helps with that. Retinol also increases your collagen. As we age, from the age of 25, as we increase, we lose collagen 1% every year. Collagen is what makes our skin firm, bouncy, and look young. So if you lose it, you start drooping, wrinkles, deep lines, and all that. So retinol helps with collagen boosting. So retinol is also another good. But what I can say in a skincare, just have a very gentle cleanser. Cleanse your skin. Have a good moisturizer for your skin. Use your sunscreen. That's in the morning. At night, cleanse your skin again. If you're having an issue with pigment, have a serum that tackles the treatment. At night is when you put your actives, whatever you want to tackle. Then have a good moisturizer. And that's it. That's a simple routine. As long as you're cleansing, moisturizing, and sunscreen during the day, and at night you're again cleansing, using an active for whatever issue you're dealing with. If you're acne, you have something for acne. If it's hyperpigmentation, something for hyperpigmentation.
Is that also for the men?
Yeah, also for the men. Skincare is also for men.
Yeah? For
men, cleanse, moisturize, sunscreen. And nowadays, skincare pharmacies or skincare companies bring their products as a bunch. Its own cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen. But again, it can always start with a simple skin consultation.
I know some guys are going to use now their wives' products.
Just cleanse.
So what about, because the one that I know is just hydration. Does that also work?
Oh, with the drinking water? It's normally a 50-50 conversation. The doctors will say the water you drink is not going to your face. Yes, it will help, but if you're not doing work on your skin, this water will not also be able to permeate well in between your skin, layers of your skin. So
what about diet?
Diet is good. I always say have a balanced diet. There's no specific diet for your skin.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But if there's anything that gives you allergies, like there are people who are lactose intolerant, they'll find they get more acne during that time. Avoid. So if the things you've noticed when you take affect your skin, avoid. But have a good balanced diet, good sleep, lifestyle modification, smoking especially, nicotine will affect your blood vessels, the tiny blood vessels, we call them microvasculature. So when oxygen is also not being well transmitted throughout your skin, nutrients are not spreading enough, you get older faster. So there are things we call smoker's line. So people who smoke tobacco for a while, they'll age sometimes quicker than their counterparts.
Do I look like I have old,
you're
old skin?
No.
How would you judge my skin? How would you judge my skin? No, your skin
is actually glowing.
It's all right. I'm glowing.
You're glowing. You're glowing. You can see firmness.
Yeah.
You actually have good. Do you have a skincare routine? You look like you're doing.
No. Coming from a doctor, that's such a compliment. You know what I mean?
Do?
No, but I don't do nothing. For me, I just work out a lot.
Those are the people. Exercise helps.
I work out a lot. I pretty much work out every other day.
Yeah, because there are clients who come with acne, and when you put them on a routine like eat well, start exercising, 1 month after the gym,
they're looking different.
Yeah, the blemishes are gone. What
does glowing mean anyway? Because I usually hear, you're glowing.
You're glowing.
What does that mean?
The way you look, or maybe the way you look. You see that glow.
Give me something better. What does glowing mean? Like, am I shining or what?
Yeah, so I think it's just bright skin. Skin is not dull.
Okay.
It looks rejuvenated and, just glowing. And there's this new fascination with Korean glass skin. I don't know if you've heard about it. Glass skin is like, have you seen a Koreans into K movies and all that stuff?
No, maybe I'm not detailed like that.
No, even when you just look at Korean skin, their skin
I know glass eyes.
like you feel like a reflection can happen from their skin. So that's a new obsession. But I want to tell people, it doesn't mean that having glass skin is healthy skin. Healthy skin is not skin that is unproblematic. Your skin can be problematic but healthy too. You can have your dark spots, but your skin is healthy. It's firm.
So let me be real. I've had conversations with a lot of women on this show and on this platform. Your skin looks very different. Like, it's you're looking sharp and bright and well made.
Thank you.
So I guess, I can see the difference. I can see what you're talking about, especially because you're in this industry. Now, misconceptions, as we wrap up the conversation. What are some of the crazy misconceptions that you'd like to address?
When it comes to aesthetics, I think one misconception is that everyone will look the same. When you have an aesthetic treatment, that's not true. There's space for natural looking aesthetic treatments.
I was going to ask you that.
Natural looking aesthetic treatments. Nowadays, aesthetics has changed. When it started, when we were seeing Angelina Jolie's, that time she had really big lips, really big full cheeks. But now if you look at her, she's removed almost all of them. When you see Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians, how they were doing it 2015 and how they're doing it now, it's different. Now aesthetics has headed to natural looking.
What do you think Kim's mom has done? Because she's looking different, isn't it?
So Kim's mom, she looks amazing.
Wow,
my God. I love it. Oh my
she's
God, I
very
love
young
it.
again.
So what she did, she combined surgery and aesthetic medicine. So for the surgery, she did a facelift and neck lift. Remember, the neck also ages
as well.
So there's no way you're treating your face only. Even
working on your neck.
When it comes to skincare, everything you do to your face, please do it to your neck too. So she did a neck lift, skin lift. Then now there are other treatments. So in aesthetics, she's doing something we call PRF injections. These are proteins. We take your blood. Platelets. We take your blood, centrifuge. Then there's that part that comes on top that it's very good with cofactors, healing factors, platelets that help a lot with rejuvenation and healing. So we then inject it around your face.
Wow.
These are what I was telling you, regenerative treatments. So they act strictly to your DNA, your skin cells, to produce new young cells. Then use treatments like the salmon sperm. That's why it's called facial.
Right.
But the formal word is polynucleotides. Yeah. So it's we are taking RNA over tested salmons. Yeah. We put it into our skin because it's been shown to activate our DNA to produce again collagen, elastin, to make us look young.
So I'm going to tell
That's what she's done, and a lot of other. Yeah. So she mixes.
I've also heard that study for salmon sperm. Now also, I've seen some women talk about human sperm.
Yeah, human. I've also.
You've had stories like those.
Maybe a case study.
At TCG. Anyway, I don't know.
I've heard.
You've heard, isn't it? Yeah.
That it helps
I'm not talking smack.
making the skin tighter and and younger.
Yeah, so they're gonna go to the husbands and tell them, okay,
okay, we are using the salmons, so we don't know. Maybe the humans, but I'm not sure there's a study that has been done for that. But works for you. Another misconception.
It's true.
Can be.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. Yes, there's some cost to aesthetic medicine, but we have very many options. If you're scared, if you're not talking to your doctor, you won't be able to know the options that are there and the treatments that can be within your budget. And I think people think the treatments are permanent or the side effects are very bad. In aesthetic medicine, yes, we have some few side effects, but you can compare it with surgery. And that's the beauty of aesthetic medicine. You'll have less side effects than surgery. You'll have less downtime. For surgery, you'll have to stay home maybe a month healing. For us, some of these things just take 24 hours, 48, maximum a week, and you can still go to work and do your thing. So they're not debilitating. If something goes wrong, it's easily reversible, treatment to treatment.
Good stuff. So it's reversible. I like that. All right. So what's your final message to somebody who's listening to you right now with regards to beauty, wellness, confidence? What would you tell them?
I'll say beauty is more than skin deep. It's skin deep, but also more than. So in two ways, love yourself. Practice mindfulness where you are, wherever you are, your journey with your mental health, how you look, you feel maybe you have a lot of weight or your skin is problematic. First of all, practice mindfulness. Stop comparing yourself to the other person.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yes, because comparison is the thief of joy, they say. So learn to love yourself first, because even when you come to us as a doctor and I change something in you, but if you don't love yourself, you'll find yourself stuck in a cycle and you become the patients who overdo treatments. So I think it starts with first loving yourself. Then when you identify an issue, if you feel you're not confident with it, don't let someone shame you.
Right.
Yeah, shaming is another thing that's stopping people from coming to receive aesthetic treatments. Don't be ashamed. It's your own issue. If it's affecting you, the sooner you deal with it, the better. Then beauty is unique. Your beauty is unique. You can't look like every other person. If you all looked the same, it will be so boring. Yeah,
it's on the eyes of the beholder.
It's eyes of the beholder. So and once you do your research also before coming to see a doctor, it's always good before you go to any doctor, just do your research and find out what are the treatment options available, estimated costs, and be patient. That's what I'll say. Be patient when it comes to body weight loss or skin treatments, anti-aging. You'll notice the effects after some months. If you do a filler for you now, you'll have an instant effect, but the best effect you'll notice it at like month 3, month 4, because these things also work slowly from the inside. So be patient with yourself, be patient with your doctor, and don't be scared to try aesthetic treatments. They're medically tested. It's medicine. It's not beauty or fashion show or something. This is medicine that has been done for research for years. And these are doctors who are doing these treatments.
I find it fascinating when you told me that this is something that can be traced back to the 50s.
It's amazing, and they've been used, even horses. We use Botox for some of their pain in their knees and their joints. Even sports people, Botox can be injected in their joints for pain. So there are a lot. The field is very wide, but if there's anything you feel in your appearance that has been disturbing you, you can always book a consultation with any aesthetic doctor, dermatologist, aesthetic medicine.
Speaking of which, where can guys find you?
You can find me at Treble Medical Group. It's in Westlands, 94 Muthithi Road, opposite National Museum.
And then what's your handle again, in case somebody wants to host you, partner with you? Maybe they have I don't know, whatever, man.
So my handle is _ the Wandering Doctor. That's my main page.
Right.
But my practice page as an aesthetic doctor is Dr.Diana _ aesthetics KE.
Good stuff.
Then I have a podcast where we discuss aesthetic medicine and the different ways being a black in this industry and how more black people can come in. It's called Skin Tea Podcast.
Skin Tea, T for TEA.
C for T, So Skin TEA podcast on Instagram, on YouTube, just Skin Tea.
How often do you go live or upload?
We post one episode every 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So we are going to the next season. We've done our first 6. We're going to the next. So you can also find me there. We share a lot about the aesthetic industry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming through, Dr. Diana Justus.
Thank you for
I've learned a lot.
Really?
So I think I'll be your patient very, very soon. I feel like I have 1 or 2 more years left.
Okay.
But you said you're not supposed to get to do the procedure at now when you start aging.
No, you see, the sooner you start, the easier the better. For you, the better for you. So that the treatment will also last longer. Yeah, and the things that can't be changed much. When you'll need now surgery. So when some of these things have gone too far, let's say your eye bags, when they've become too big, blepharoplasty by a plastic surgeon will be the best option. So in aesthetics, the sooner you come, the better for you.
Work on?
I have not seen your hairline.
My hairline is okay.
Your hairline is okay.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I can't suggest to you.
Yeah,
it's
for
the
real?
things that are affecting. Unless you have a medical issue.
For me, I feel like
but
I have to.
But you can come for chemical pills.
Chemical pills?
Yeah, it's chemical pills are it's a chemical exfoliator. I've heard of an exfoliant.
I think
so we need to remove the dead skin on top of our skin to remain bright and so we normally have a skincare one. I don't know if you've heard of salicylic acid, mandelic acid, lactic acid. The girls know this. The girls know this.
That's fine.
But now chemical pill is at a higher percentage than in your skincare, so it will work faster, last longer. And your face has a good glow. So it's a treatment people do before events, weddings, big days.
So for me, my priority right now is just to get a new bunch of teeth. And then
aesthetic dentistry. You can go to Dr. Nuff.
As well.
Yeah, Dr. Nuff. Yeah, aesthetic dentistry is also a different. So I have a friend called Dr. Nuff. That's what he's doing
so
now.
You give me his contacts.
Yeah, I'll give you his contacts. Get
a new set of teeth.
He's doing the veneers and all.
I like Jimmy Onjigi's teeth.
Why have I not noticed his
I want you to just pay attention to his teeth. They're looking so good. Thank you once again for coming through. It's been real. I've really enjoyed this.
Thank you so much for having me, Kevin. It's been a good conversation.
Good stuff, man. So 16 minutes after 8, when we come back, conversations for days. So I'll tell you about some of those subtle things, very nuanced things that you have to learn if you're going to thrive in Nairobi. Number one, image is important. Just like Dr. said over here. We'll get into that in just a bit. Right now, A Long Walk by Jill Scott, Twinikazi.
94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.